Hello and welcome to another edition of Tech Tip Videos. Today we're going to be discussing the section window. If you're not familiar with a section inside of Vericut or where to find it, there are a couple options. As you'll notice here, I have the View tab selected. Under the View group, you can get to section there and the section window will open. In addition to that, under the Project tab, under the View Controls group, you can also find this section. Once we open the section window, you'll notice that we have the add and remove section planes. And within each given section, we have the option to have up to 3 planes active for any given section. For each plane, you have a direction. So if my direction is in positive axis, I can slide along my x-axis to define where exactly I want that. So in this case, if I want it in the center of that bored hole, I can simply slide it over. And there's also an option to select where you want that plane to be based on a number of pick options in the drop down as shown here. I can also then, once I have the location of the section plane defined, I can also tilt that section plane . In this case, we'll just leave it at 0. And then I can activate a second plane as well. This can be useful for seeing just how much web thickness there is between pockets on opposing sides of a part, or just being able to use Excalibur easier. And these section active planes do not affect the collision checking or material removal inside of Vericut, so I can leave this section on, reset my simulation, and as we start playing the simulation, you'll see that Vericut is still removing material. Okay, we're at the end of the setup, so if I simply just turn this section off, you'll see that the entire part was cut. So on this we have a profile view that is only for turning. Let's say you also wanted a section. So over here I've defined a couple different sections, and something to keep in mind is that the section is going to be relative to the component coordinate system. So in this option for section 1, you'll see that my section origin is stock. So if we come over to our project tree and select our stock, we can see that the orientation of the stock coordinate system is at a angle relative to the base of the machine. When I activate section 1, the section plane along my X is along the same angle, and I can slide that just as I did. I can also change the direction here. Now let's take a quick look. If we wanted to change the orientation of our section planes, yes, we could rotate them here as shown, or what you can also do is create a coordinate system, and we'll see that I have CSYST1, and let's activate section 2. My section origin is my CSYST1. And another option here, turn these off, is you'll see that I have 2 intersecting planes. We also have a wedge function here where you can simply select wedge, and it shows the cut stock up to where those 2 planes intersect. And then lastly, you can have your cross hatching shown to show where the plane is intersecting your cut stock. And you may have noticed that each plane for a given section has a defined color that you can also define, so you can visually tell which section plane you're looking at. Let's take a look at the parent-child relationship. So we have an option to select our section origin. Inside that, you can apply that to all children. Only the component that you have selected, or all components regardless of where it is in the project tree structure, or just all the stocks. Lastly, you can then apply it to the views. So if you have multiple views, so in this case we can say view 1. Once I'm done, I can simply turn off this section, close my section window, And if I wanted to go back and reactivate that section, it's still defined. All I have to do is turn it on.